What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So normally every single Monday I clean out my mailbox on my transmog tune and answer you guys' questions, but I was gone for vacation, so I'm back today. So it's the same thing, we're doing the clean out of the questions on a Tuesday. So before we go over the questions, we're going to look at the clean out. Did sell 324 auctions this week, and it's really hard to say if I'm going to make my weekly goal of 500,000 gold, because it might just be a bunch of these low value sales. But starting off, we have a Dirk's command for 12k, Ornate Battle Plate, and actually a schematic that I got from Nomer Farm, not a transfer item. I don't know why it's on this bank, probably a missend. But nothing interesting. High Chief and Vanguard and a couple of crafted, well, a lot of crafted transfer actually. But 62,600 gold in the first 50 auctions. We need a bigger average than 60,000 gold per 50 auctions in order to reach your goal. But I mean, it might be good. All I need is a couple of giant sales in between these shitty auctions, and we got ourselves 500,000 gold. However, I have sold 50 auctions and it's been worth like 25,000 gold. Oh god. Like this, 50. It's now showing 50 sold auctions and it's worth 35,000 gold. Highest item was a 5k masterwork gauntlets. Yeah, I mean, but then again, like, this is mostly crafted transmog on this page. But still, like, I make gold crafting these items though. Like, I make a profit, so it's still a free gold. It takes some time to craft it and all of that, but it's still worth posting. That's what I'm saying. Like, I craft absolutely every single crafted item that I can, as long as it's giving me a profit. I don't care about sell rates or any of that on crafted items, but on farmed transmog I do. Like, the value has to be decent. There's no profit on it because it's farmed, right? So therefore the sell rate and the value has to be decent. But on the crafted transmog, I don't really care that much about value as long as it's giving me a profit. A 37k item, the inlaid velvet cinch, that's a leatherwork or tailoring, I believe. It's a crafted item regardless. But that's about it, man. I mean, look at these. I sold a lot of shirts. This happens all the time. When someone finally buys my shirts, they usually buy a bunch of them. So that's kind of cool. So you guys shouldn't stop crafting shirts, like, or if you're not crafted, or you haven't crafted them before, you should start crafting them. They sell extremely fast. You can craft like 10 of each shirt with tailoring and just post it on the auction house. And whenever you get sold out of 10 of those, you just craft 10 new ones, because they sell super fast, and usually you sell a bunch of them, like 10 at a time. So it doesn't really matter if they only sell for like 80 gold each. You make 800 and it's going to craft, it costs you like 15 gold to craft all of them. So it's really, really cheap. But how many auctions do I have left now? I don't think it's looking that good. Okay, never mind. 162,000 gold is clean out. Now we're talking, man. Jinsu from Older Man. He used to sell these bad boys for closer to 100,000 gold, like 75 to 150,000 gold actually, back in the days. Now it's 15k. Everyone who has farmed Older Man and sold this item know that that's extremely bad. Onyx Claymore is also a farmed item, BFD, 18k. Hammer of Titans crafted, Mooncleaver also crafted. We sold the Mooncleaver for 73,000 gold. Cloudkeeper leg plates. I believe I got these ones from Sulfaric, so also farmed transmog, but 162,000 gold. That's a really good clean out on these 50 auctions at least. That means we're going to get to well, above 300,000 gold. So we're doing decent right now. We still have how much? It's going to refresh right now. 129 auctions left. 15k Steel Forge Great Axe. Just shitty items. Well, yeah, like 370,000 gold after taking up these auctions, which isn't too bad. It's still possible to make 500k, and I don't do any undercuts whatsoever, so I don't really care. It's all good even if we don't make 500,000 gold on this too. I made way more gold this week on 8.2 stuff, like selling the battle pets that people use for World Quest and Ascatar and so on. I made a lot of gold in that. Way more than I have on Transmog this week, but it's usually like that with a new patch or a new expansion for that matter. Like you're going to make more gold on materials and certain items than you're going to make on Transmog. Mooncloth, silver tread armor, got this one from Shadowfang Keep, I believe. 18k. That's the only thing worth mentioning on this one. But 80,000 gold in that Cleanout? Oh, it's going to be close, man. Might actually make the 500k. That would be cool. Let's see. Yeah. How many auctions do we have left? Like 30 auctions? Out of this one, we need like 50,000 gold on it. Roughly. 40,000. Okay. Here goes nothing, man. Come on. Go, go, go. Well, not slow. Damn right. Alright, so we did make silver tread armor again, 18k. Gotta do some more Shadowfang Keep. But that was over 500,000 gold this week. I didn't expect that, actually, at all. I've been gone on vacation. As you guys can see, I'm extremely sunburned by being out. But I didn't expect that. There was a lot of days where my auctions, all my auctions were expiring in mail for many, many hours. So 506,000 gold this week. That's extremely good. Extremely good. And now we're moving over to the questions. So keep in mind, if you guys got any questions that you want to ask me, make sure to leave it down below in the comment section. And if you see a question that someone else has asked me and you like that question, you want me to answer it, make sure you give it a thumbs up so I can see that there's a lot of people interested in the same stuff. So one of the questions that you guys asked me last week was from Fun Guy. How do you keep up with all the crafted items you have to craft again when you sell them? And that's actually extremely easy to do, because you're just going to make it into a group, you know? Like you're going to go on one of your crafters, right? And all the transfer items that you can craft with a profession is going to be added into a group. So you can just click restock a group, and it's going to give you a list of all the items that you don't have on the auction house or in any bags and any tunes. And you can just simply craft those again. I'm going to show you guys an example on it right here. So if we just go to, we can just clear this queue, and then I can select the transmog group that I have in this guy, and click this one, restock selected groups, and it's going to restock the items that I need to craft on every single crafter that I have. So we can see that all the items that I don't have up on the auction house right now gets added to this list. So these are the items that I do need to craft because I don't have any of them up on the auction house. But it's extremely, extremely easy once you figure this one out. Super easy to set up. And question number 2 is 15 likes on this one. Can you do a week where you actually do cancel scans and camp the auction house more? Maybe when you have a vacation or something, just see how much of a difference there is. This is something that I would really, really like to do. Problem is, I used almost 2 of my weeks of vacation right now, and I've been out to doing stuff, so I've actually been playing the game less when I'm on vacation, because I work full time, and when I get home from work, I go directly on the computer and I live stream on Twitch TV. So when I'm finally on vacation, I usually do other stuff. Like I don't use that much time on the computer. The only exceptions is when there's a new expansion, and I take out vacation solely so I can focus on that expansion. Like when Classic comes out, I'm going to take out a vacation and I'm going to play Classic only. So this is really hard to do. I mean, I've done it in the past when I was going for like gold caps and so on, and it had a major difference. Like I made way more gold doing this, but I don't have the time to do it now, sadly, because I got other plans for my vacations. So that kind of sucks. But most people that have tried this though, like focusing more on the auction house, they know how much it matters. Like just taking that extra undercut per day, it means a big deal. And the next question is, what patterns are worth more by learning and crafting opposed to putting the plants up on the auction house? Well, you can always just go and take a look at an item and take a look at it. Like, some items, for instance, if you have like the star belts, right? The star belts are 898 gold. They sell extremely slowly, and the pattern is going on my realm for like 50,000 gold, but has a market value of 125,000 gold, right? So making gold on this one is going to be extremely hard because they sell so damn slowly. However, over years and years and years and years, you're going to make a profit if you just learn the belts instead of just selling the pattern. Like eventually, on 99.9% of all patterns and plans, you will make a profit. It's going to be better to just learn the pattern or the recipe in 99% of the times. So that's what I always do. I always make sure I have one of each pattern and plan. Always have it up in the auction house. On some realms, if you don't really have that much gold and you get like a TBC epic drop, you might want to do some research because you don't have that much gold. You might want to spend your golds on something else. It might be better for you to sell the pattern or plan fast than use to go and like invest it onto something else. So if you look at let's say a Corium champion, right? You look at a Corium champion and you can see that the plan is 150,000 gold. And then you look at the sword, which is only selling for 35,000 gold. Then you can also take a look at the crafting cost. Like this one is a 5,000 gold profit if I were to buy the materials in the auction house and craft it. I do, however, farm most of these materials, but you can take a look at the crafting cost of it and you can see if it's not even making you a profit right now, if you were to buy the materials, then you should just, well, you could sell the plans, right? Instead of trying to learn it and then farm the mats and or wait for the weapon to sell for more or the mats to be cheaper, so you can actually buy the mats and craft it with a profit. Like this one right now with a 5,000 gold profit, like you need to sell 30 of these swords, right, in order to break even if you were to sell the plans for 150,000 gold. But normally the general rule, the general advice that I always give people is always learn the patterns and the plans, because eventually after a long while, sometimes even after a short while, you're going to make more golds just crafting it. So it's a funny thing with the Corium champion. I could have sold it for 175,000 gold when I got it, and I didn't. I learned it, and it was like within a week I sold the Corium champion for 150,000 gold. The next week I sold one for 120,000 gold, and I only used like 10,000 golds on crafting cost on that weapon, so I already made a profit on it. So that shit happens all the time. But that was it for today's video. That was it for all the questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got any more questions, leave them down below. And that's pretty much it. See you all in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.